Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, individual out there. Today, I would like to speak about the morning presence. If you wake up early in the morning and you just come out of sleep, and especially in the weekends, let's say, and you have the opportunity to wake up without an alarm, you kind of feel like you're drifting from one more cloudy, symbolic type of hazy world and back into your body again. And even when you wake up your eyes, you can kind of feel that that world is still lingering around us. That creative, inspiring world. Now, in the morning, at least from my experience, is a very good time to be creative, to truly contemplate and to reflect and also appreciate the silence of the early morning, when all of the human beings, your fellow humankind in your country, is starting to wake up before that time. You feel that over time when it is slowly but surely steadily accelerating, because everyone is starting to come to their senses and back to their consciousness again. And then you kind of feel that everything is in movement again. But when in the morning you feel it is more of a slow, steady flow that allows for a much clearer picture of whatever might inspire, whatever you might set your mind to do in deed and action, or maybe in contemplation and such. To be creative is extremely important for cultivating and to uphold and strengthen our more spiritual side and our clairvoyant vision. It allows for help when, let's say, you are listening to another human being trying to explain something to you. If that it is easy if both human beings know how to do this, but if he is trying to explain something to you and he visualizes what he's trying to explain to you in his head, you more or less take a hold of his picture, so while he explains you are following along. That is the feeling you get. It is more, the picture needn't be completely alike and similar, but they do convey the same underlying symbolic message that truly brings understanding as human beings. So it's important to listen where human beings coming from, what kind of moods they're in, what they're trying to convey, but also be aware of what words are used, because words are extremely powerful. And the more we get to know how to use words and language, the more we get to control, not directly control either. It is more like regulate and limit bad habits and promote healthy and bountiful types of will impulses and deeds. It is about trying to purify, and instead of waking up every day and using our day to waste time or to distract ourselves, we maybe use one part of the day to set aside to cultivate this. Because if you only set aside a little piece of time, over time that time will increase by itself, because you will quickly realize how enjoyable this work is. The work of truly getting to know who you are objectively. As I say every time also, it requires honesty. To be honest with yourself and see your past and your memories and what you have done in deeds, and what consequences you have gone through, and what your strengths you have gained, and give thanks to it more or less, and see where you are now, what strengths you have been given, and also what karma you need to clear up in. You see, we all have this mess we are sharing in on. This is a beautiful, beautiful world, and it's not truly a mess either. It is more, we make it a mess because we don't quite know what to believe. We don't quite know where to go with our other, what is reality, you see. But if you give reality meaning and purpose and life and intelligence, it will not be speculation anymore. It will not be wonder. Wonder is good. To wonder that is a very good ability to have, but to not be skeptical. This skepsis, it's hard to explain it, but it is kind of a denial, a complete denial of there is nothing behind this. And that denial brings about a certain way of living. Everything we believe in brings result and effects to our lifestyle. And what we focus on, what our interests are, how much we can see the whole picture and the details in the picture, the many different variations and uniqueness of especially human beings, and the uniqueness of different species of animals and plants, and the different shapes and geometric structure of minerals. So many places to focus on, and we have the choice to focus on these areas. But it requires us to strengthen our will to do so, our ego, our strong center, to be able to grab a hold of your thoughts to contemplate something constructive and healing. Because everyone can think about destructive and painful and hateful and dislikes and antipathies. But to truly find appreciation and the uplifting sides, the spiritual, the moral sides of the physical and our existence, that is the training esoteric science brings about, more or less. We are so curious, and we long for spirit, and we long for true conscious communion with the divine. And that requires to be honest, objective, moral, loving, caring, and truly care for what we put out and what we say to others and how we behave, so that we don't bring more damage, so that we are not more damaging, so that we can also pay the karma we have brought about from our earlier lives, every one of us. And when everyone can take responsibility for this whole earth, that is when we truly can start to take responsibility for what's to come, for also to truly give thanks and to have reverence and awe, to be inspired, to wake up in the morning and find something to grab a hold onto that allows for a certain life force, a drive, a fiery passion for it. It should be pure, of course. It shouldn't be something that is lustful after something. It's something muddy, but it should be something pure and something truly helpful and healing. I am speaking in symbols and pictures now, of course, but you see where I'm coming from. It has to do with dignity and and truly believing and truly caring for life and caring for yourself and caring especially for others. And that is when you see the magic the spiritual world is weaving in this world, consciously, actively, here and now, in forms, in movements, but also in transformation, and so on. It's a beautiful, beautiful picture that only can be deepened through study and through life experiences. Through life experiences give you many different examples of what life has to offer when it comes to lessons, karma, but also destiny. We are meant to meet such and such people because we have been in earlier lives. It is karmic, but some are also meant for our growth and for our further development. So, if you wake up in the morning, it was a little deviation from the original topic, but in the morning you are extremely creative, and that is where you have this huge clairvoyant picture. You are a lot more conscious too in the morning and in the evening than you otherwise are in the middle of the day, because in the middle of the day we are meant to be down in our body and our senses and explore and experience with our whole body and our reality and such. I think this was everything. So, thanks everyone for listening to me, for subscribing and sharing and being and commenting and just being supportive, and I appreciate that you are listening to me. Take it or leave it, because we have free will. I just find out for myself what I do, and then I inspire. What other human beings take it as is up to them. We are all different, we all follow different paths. It is only based on how willful you are in following that path and how much you infuse it with healing and helpfulness. Because if it is helpful and healing, that in itself is the excuse to do it. That in itself gives you the protection to do so, because it is necessary and required for the future seeds. So keep doing it and keep being you. Keep being unique, keep being individual, but also care for mankind and the individuality of mankind and the whole of mankind. There are many layers we do not need to choose either or. It is and. And the more we become aware of it, the more we can be able to have it exist in life, in activity, consciously, in your soul, is when you can have it as a reality and realization. That was all. Thanks everyone. Bless you all. Might the divine guide you. Thank you. Love you. Goodbye.